Hey everyone, so I wanted to preface this kind of playing demo of this amp. This is a 1961 Super. Um, it's amazing. This amp is fantastic. This amp is just awesome. This is, when I got it, it was pretty much in mostly original condition. There were a couple of resistors that were changed, all but two filter caps, and in fact all the electrolytics except for two in the filters were changed, and those were changed in 1974 when the guy I got it from got it. He had also replaced this jack here. He put that in back in 1974 because he said that it was missing when he got it. So he put that in there. Don't know the story behind it, but I imagine in 74 he got it used, of course. But otherwise, everything else was original. Forbes, I've seen this on an ATB Guitars had a guitar listed for sale that had this on the back of a headstock of one of the guitars. So obviously, it's a music store of some sort, but that was put on there, and I don't know I did a quick Google search, couldn't really find the history of that, so I don't really know. If anybody else does know, I'd be love to hear about it. Yeah, original, everything. In fact, Tanner Yates at Yeatsy Guitar, I'll link that in the description. Did all the work on this amp. Had some troubles with it leaking DC to the board. Everything's original. This piece of mahogany down here, never mind that. That is just that is for the baffle rattles a little bit because it puts out a lot of bass, and the baffle rattles, and I just put that in there as kind of a shim, and it stopped all the rattle. So that was a little necessary thing for me just to play it at home. The handle is not original. I have the original in a bag. It is very brittle, and it had broken, snapped right in half in the middle. I guess this one is a real Fender replacement handle. The hardware is original. This foot switch is not. This is an eBay special, but it works perfectly, and it's made to look like the original. Let me just swing this thing around and show you the inside. Let's see here. That cord. Bear with me. So here is the back of the amp. Got the original speaker cable. This is the vibrato pedal. This is the eBay special one. Pretty simple, made to look like the originals. Move these cords out of the way. So what we have here is a tag, I guess, for some place. Ann Arbor, I guess that's in Michigan. Someplace to service this at some point. The serial number. The tubes are mostly original. I had to swap out the rectifier to JJ. It was doing some funky stuff. Let me see if I can get in here and show you the darn tube chart. There's the original tube chart. I think it's KJ. If I remember right, that's like June or July or something. 1961. These are not the speakers that came in it. These are Jensen P10Qs. The speakers that came in it were Music Man Alnicos, which I think are made by... they might be made by Jensen. Or they're made by somebody. I can't remember now. But anyway, they were Music Man Alnicos, and they sound really, really close to this. But I got these because I wanted to kind of get a more original flavor to it. And they sound fantastic. They were in great shape. As you can see, they look almost brand new. but they are original vintage P10Qs. They sound fantastic. This amp is just amazing. Everything on it is just in awesome shape. The reason I was jonesing for another brown amp is because my 61 Vibrolux is so good. Swing this back around. That I had a Magnatone Twilighter stereo, and it was pretty good, but these brown amps are just on another level. Just fantastic. Give me a second and I'll show you the Vibrolux. Okay, here's the Vibrolux as it sits. I just got this back, and it had a little issue with some crackle in the bright channel, but this thing is not all original. I had to put a new baffle in it. The original baffle was kind of collapsing and rattling around. A lot of stuff is original on it. Much of the circuit is still original. There's been no mods to it. It's just been parts replaced, caps, resistors, things like that. And the original speaker, I do have the original Oxford speaker, but it was on its way out. I probably might get it reconed or fixed at some point, but right now in here is a warehouse Alnico, 12-inch Alnico, which is awesome, sounds great. So this amp was my gateway drug to vintage Fender amps. I've had deluxe reverbs, but all reissue stuff. But this thing is just sounds so good that I was really, once next to the Magnatone, this thing just sounds better than the Magnatone. So that's why I kind of really went on this rabbit hole. And when I saw that Super pop up for sale, I was like, that's it. I sold the Magnatone and got this. As I'll allude to in the following playing demo when I'm talking to Victor about it. Which brings me now to this. This is the Amplified Nation Overdrive Reverb. I got this used. I sold my Marshall SV20H because and I'll tell you the story why I got this amp. It started with this pedal right here, the Tube Setter Beekeeper. That's a Dumble style pedal, and this thing is just awesome. I love it. I saw it first on Joe Perkins' channel. Loved the way that sounded. Got it, and have not looked back since. This pedal is just a mainstay. This thing is fantastic. Fast forward, I've been using that with the Magnatone and the Vibrolux. Even through the Marshall, it sounded great when the Marshall was set up clean. So then I went down the Dumble rabbit hole and really wanted to do that. Found this Peace Hill Effects, also used, but it's the ODS tube preamp. This thing sounds great too. It's finicky on power. It really wants to be fed very clean power. So, but finally got that going. But then that was like, okay, I'm obviously I like Dumbles, and every time I read reviews or saw videos about the Dumble amps, I think I needed to go down that path. So I sold the SV20H. Found this used. It was a custom order with this grill cloth, this lotus flowers, the navy blue suede, and it's the 50-watt version. And it didn't come with a cabinet, and I sold the Marshall with the cabinet that had the greenbacks in it. And so I got this cabinet unloaded. I was thinking about using my greenbacks, and the guy at Amplified Nation said that he recommended the G12M Creambacks or the G1265, where there was a warehouse speaker that was really high wattage. Anyway, so I ordered some Creambacks, a G12M65 Creambacks, and got those in. I did not like them at all. I didn't like it. I put the my greenbacks in here at first just because so I could play it and have something to go. Creambacks came in, put them in, sounded dead and flat. I didn't care for it one bit, and I think part of it is because I like these Alnico speakers in the Super and in the Vibrolux, and this with the Creambacks, I didn't care for it, not one bit. And so Put the greenbacks in there back, and it had a lot of low end, which was nice because they were the 55 hertz versions, and high sounded good. But I wanted to see if some Alnico Creams would do any different. So now it has Alnico Creams, and I've got that little bit of that Alnico coloring that I like. They don't have as much low end as the greenbacks did, and I like bass, but it's clear. So this amp, compared to this amp, you're going to hear it in the playing demo, but between the two, I still think I love the Super for cleans. This amp has a really cool overdrive sound, but it's missing something. Even with the treble and the bass all the way up, it doesn't have the crisp, clean, clear treble and bass that this does, or the Vibrolux. The Fenders are just something else, man. They're just great. And this, wow, really, really good, clean, unless it's turned up super loud, it just doesn't have the same impact that the two vintage Fenders do. But the overdrive on this is very much like the Peace Hill. Although when I run the Peace Hill and the Beekeeper through this, both of those pedals, even the Marshall Governor, both of those pedals have more top end and crispity, clarity, kind of goodness to them that the clean channel doesn't have on the Overdrive Reverb. And it's coming through the same speakers, so I guess it's just the circuit. The circuit doesn't do the thing, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, the pedals through this amp sound great. This amp sounds great on its own, but there's something special about brown panel Fenders. And I've never owned a vintage blackface, or even really played one next to this. I've played the new reissue. There was a Vibroverb, a 90s Vibroverb. I played directly next to a hand-wired Deluxe Reverb 64. And both of those sounded fantastic, super good. But so I don't really have a basis for comparison. But you'll see here in this video here where things are going that, kind of give me. I'd love to hear some opinions on your thoughts between the sound quality or just how they sound. Don't get me wrong, this amp is great. It has great tone and everything, and I love the overdrive. But this one and the Vibrolux are in another league as far as clean tones. That's just my opinion. All right, thanks. Stay tuned for the playing stuff. Actually, what you're going to see straight away is I just decided to record while Victor was kind of experiencing both amps. And so we kind of made a kind of pseudo, not a comparison, but sort of a kind of a demo of the two, just kind of clean to see the clean sounds. And you'll see that I'll use the harmonic tremolo on the Super. And you'll hear the reverb, the onboard reverb for the overdrive reverb. And then I'll switch to where we're running both amps, and I'm using the White Whale for reverb and harmonic tremolo. And this pedal is awesome too. It's got a spring in it. Yeah. So anyway, all right. Thanks. Stay tuned. Sounds awesome, doesn't it?
Sounds great.
That guitar sounds awesome, but that amp is just awesome.
the tremolo.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's great.
that amp is awesome. I
It's
love
great.
it. It's loud too.
Yeah.
It's freaking loud. I can't remember. It's 20 or 30 watts. Maybe it's 40. I can't remember. But it's freaking loud. But it was all original when I got it. It had every original cap except for like 2 resistors were different.
Okay.
Had been changed. Oh, in the filter caps, 2 of the filter caps had been changed in the. Otherwise, it was all original, and now all the filter caps have been changed, of course, and it's been gone through, and it's 100% reliable now. But man, just at 1961, that brown face area basically was the template for every amp afterwards, every Fender amp afterwards.
So were you looking out for it on Facebook or?
Well, I like the Vibrolux so much, and and the Magnetone was cool, but it never sounded as good as the Vibrolux.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's a lot of money for that Magnetone. And the only cool thing it had was the stereo vibrato, which was cool, but it just never sounded as good as the other one.
Yeah.
And so when I saw another brown amp, I was like, okay, I know that they sound good. And so I went and checked it out. I was like, holy shit, it sounds really good. So I got that and sold the Magnetone.
Now, what year was your Vibrolux?
61.
61.
I still have it. It's just.
Oh, that's right.
When you play some notes, you just hear a little crackle, and I don't know. I don't think it's a tube because it wasn't following the tube.
Yeah.
And when I changed stuff around, so it's something else needs to be fixed on it, but otherwise it sounded pretty good. And to have the 2 of them next to each other playing at the same time. Mm-hmm. So that one has bias, bass, tremolo. And this one has harmonic tremolo, and 2 of them at the same time in the same room is like really, really cool.
Bias versus harmonic?
Yeah, so that one changes pitch, the other one just changes the volume. Like a typical tremolo. But it's tube. It's a tube instead of a little optical thing like in the blackface era. Yeah, you hear it change pitch while it's doing that. It's kind of funny because the benchmark of having those 2 brown Fenders, I expected this Amplified Nation to, be on that level of fidelity, but I don't think it is.
No.
It just doesn't. It's not as clean and clear, and it's got a good overdrive sound, but the clean. Let's compare.
Let's try the clean.
Let's compare it.
Yeah.
Wait. Are you turned up? What are we missing? There we go. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, since it changes subwoofers. But this one has reverb on it. Really nice reverb. It can be crazy. This pedal has harmonic tremolo on it.
Hey. Yeah.
It's not as good as that, but it's in the ballpark.
I didn't press it properly.